Hello friends, here we go again.
Hello, friends.
Let's check the sound as usual. How was your previous trading week? I hope you are fresh after holidays and ready for the new trading year. And I wish you extra high profits in the new 2023 year. I think it's gonna be okay with the sound and the quality of picture. Please write me back something that everything is okay. And we are getting started. Today's stream will be very interesting. Uh, First of all, as usual, let's check the market background and try to trade something. We usually check the market background through scrutinizing some news, not scrutinizing, but just checking. Because it's extremely important. Many of you already know that we watch the news and we are interested in volatility, but we should be aware about the most interesting, the most important news with 3 stars, because such news usually bring higher volatility, but not so much news, and the market is quite stable during the holidays. Okay. Uh, let's watch the BTC first of all. This is our traders ritual. Starting from the news, then checking BTC, and then searching for setups on the altcoins. So as you see, the Bitcoin moved closer to the 17,000s on Saturday, and as traders continued to react to the latest US non-farm payrolls, extremely important kind of news. Last month, NFP non-farm payroll numbers came in at 223,000, which is 23,000 higher than it was expected. It's quite a good sign, and this was in a month where the Federal Reserve increased interest rates by less than in previous month. In response of this, BTC surged to a peak of almost 17,000. Actually, it was the breakout of 17,000, but it was pulled back instantly. But finally, there was a great start of holidays, great start of weekends, hovering close to a 3-week high in the process. So as I said, the stable market has its own features, and today we will show you one life hack. When we have quite stable and not so high volatility on the market, we can search some entry points for positional trading. What I mean by most popular positional trading setups in crypto scalping, in crypto trading, pullbacks from zones. For example, BNB, I just watched the market from the early morning, and now I can stress out several setups like BNB, where here I see the zone, how I usually advise searching for such zones. We usually combine two extremely important analytical tools. First of all, we should find such a graphical zone where we have small consolidation from where we had then the breakout, the growth of the instrument, and then we have the downtrend. That means that the price is getting back to this zone. Most of you who watched our previous streams, you know about this principle, but another important analytical aspects are points of control in classes and the patterns themselves in classes. What I mean, when we here we already have the very first analytical factor. We detected this zone. We draw this zone. It's quite wide, and then we should wait for the price approach to this zone. And in this moment, in very this when the price approaches, we will be searching the confirmation here in clusters. So what we should find? We should find the place, sheltered place, from where we can pull back again. I mean, to continue this movement. So we should find a solid, very reliable pattern here. It could be the hammer-like pattern, like that in clusters, or it could be the concentration of points of control filled with colors. It means for us that there is the zone of extremely high resistance. And these two factors allow us to enter, to find the perfect entry point, and this zone we use as a shelter for our stop loss. This is quite really effective and quite simple strategy for stable holidays market. So let's try to trade something. Let's try to find some other zones, because it's more not like a scalping, more positional trading. So we should be patient, searching for such zones. Here, the zone formed from the order block. Here, and please don't forget to ask your questions. Is anyone here need verified Binance account? All fine. Okay, let's watch some other situations, and I can even provide you some proof about the perfect statistics of such setups works out. I will show you. As far as we are waiting for some zones for the price to come to these zones, I will show you the statistics. Look at this. This is the statistics on the zones, trading from these zones, and it really works only on medium volatile market and low volatile market. As you see, it looks really good, and this statistics is all about the zones, all about the profitable trading from such order blocks or market profile levels, when we combining the cluster analysis with the graphical searching for such areas. Now let's try to find something more. Before we start trading, I really want to recommend you, for those who are not informed yet, I really recommend you watching this CScalp trading signals. The link you will find under this video, and I'm always saying that I usually using this channel as a kind of screener, because the screener is based on the algorithms, but here you will find the thoughts of alive people, alive traders, professional traders, and if your analysis coincides with the analysis of the setup's author, it's better work it out. It usually works really, really well. For example, BAT USDT, let's watch this signal, for example. What we see here. That was another quite good working out from the zone. As you see here, we see the retest, first of all, the breakout, the retest, and here we see small zone, how we can detect and prove that this is the zone. Here we see the maximum volume of market profile that is usually protected at any price. That's why we have so strong pullback from this level. However, unfortunately, it's too late for us to enter this trade. It's impossible to trade everything on the market. So let's try to find something else. How do you finding order blocks? What's in an order block for you? Order block is usually the place where the liquidity grab was where the liquidity grab happened. For example, I will show you. It could be different kinds of order blocks. You have to enhance your screen time to be able to see all these order blocks. You really need some experience. But in classic approach, the order block is when we have the range, and that was the sharp liquidity grab here. For example, it was such a candlestick, and then it was another one covering this candlestick with the whole body. Then it goes up, it remains the same area inside the range, and then we see the breakout. Why this is the order block? Here we see the order block. And if you use, for example, such an instrument, watching the volumes, if you will set the volume here, it will show that the maximum volume will be somewhere here. Why it's happening? Because the huge player inside this range, he really craves for better prices, and here he finds a better place to spoof some participants, to spoof the crowd, just counting the incredible amount of stop losses. As usual, this huge player did it do this in order to load his full really huge position, and usually the maximum volume is registered by that point of price. And as a result, when the price is going back, it's decreasing, and this point where the volume of orders execution was extremely high, this level is protecting at any price. It goes back. This is how order blocks work. I think it was clear. Smart Hustle, hi. Ramon found a scanner, maybe it's from your team. Can you check it out to see if it's good or what is the best way to use it? It depends on what the kind of scanner you're talking about, because I don't prefer scanner and screeners, because they are based on algorithms, and they miss out a lot of important factors like huge players, spoofers, pressure from buyers or sellers. That's why I usually prefer working inside our team, for example, where people are always monitoring the market when they are producing some thoughts and some setups. That's why I really recommend using this channel. But you can write me to you can direct message me and we will talk about this. Okay. Yes, yes, you can. I will. I will watch it. Uh, what's about other setups? Okay. Sometimes when I have no ideas, I visit this website to find something very volatile. For example, Gala, Sol. Let's try. Let's watch it. Sol along with the BNB are my favorite instruments. I really prefer trading it because when you are getting much more experienced, you will find yourself having a list of your favorite instruments and list of your most hated instruments. It depends on your understanding on the instruments, on the robots and algorithm working inside these instruments, and so on. I totally forgot. Sol and Gala. Okay. When we see such shadows, it looks like the robot is working in this range, and it's quite dangerous to take part in the trade in this range, because as you see, the movements are almost the same, and it usually produced by the work of robots. They really could spoil your trading. It really looks like robots working. Okay, what's about Galot was it's too late to participate in this trade. Okay. Many people saying that such a market is extremely hard. This is impossible to trade breakouts and so on. But dear friends, you should be aware that the traders are those who are extremely flexible and can adjust your trading to the current stage of the market. That's why I'm saying to you that now, for example, for me, breakouts are at least on the last place, on the very last place among my working current trading strategies. I really prefer trading from zones, as I said, and the pullbacks from strong levels. Really works well. Don't forget about your questions. So it's not worth to trade with the robots. I mean, the robots are not the algo trading. I mean the algorithms inside the order book. For example, when you find mm, something like mm, there are two kinds of robots. I usually call them follower and auto buyer and auto seller. The first one is pushing the huge limit order under after the price extremely fast, very sharply, and it's impossible for person to do the same things manually because the price is moving very fast, and this robot is doing this automatically by the algorithm it's based on. In some cases, when we see such algorithms and we are experienced enough, we can take the advantage from these movements. Maybe we will devote some next streams of the topic of robots and how to use it. In some cases, we can take advantage of it. In some cases, it could spoil our movement, our profit, and so on. The link here, I'm not sure. Maybe you can try, but I think you will be the link will be deleted. Anyway, you can do it direct through direct messaging. Yes, you're absolutely right. It's the worst thing is to trade against the robots if the robot is strong enough that is capable to influence the price. Because there are many robots, and the aims of these robots are very uh, different because some robots could be the robots of market makers. Some huge players use robots, for example, to load staying in shadow, for example, because for a huge player is extremely important to load his position in such a way that everyone can't see this. Because if we, for example, load the huge limit order, everyone will see it, and the traders just will short or long from this limit order. That's why the huge player should stay in shadow. For example, just to load his $1 million position, usually he uses a robot that automatically loads very small parts. Usually it coincides with the average market amount of order. For example, here we see the average amount, for example, 34 contracts or 20 contracts. And the huge player have in real time, for example, 2 million contracts, and the robot helps him to load this 2 million, but by 20 contracts many times, staying in shadow and doing this very silently and not to show the crowd that they are trading inside the range where there is the process of huge position loading. And the robots is the real mastery to trade them profitably. I usually, for example, prefer trading robots when I'm inside the green zone, for example. I mean, when I have a profit already, and when I see the robot pushing the price, I can add some position, not fixing, but just add and wait for much longer to close first parts when the robot when the robot stops working, for example. It's about BNB. Look at these people USDT. It's about to form such consolidation with several approaches to this level. It's quite strong, but as I said, I don't like breakouts on such stage of market, because it usually gives us about 0.5, 0.4, and the only case when I prefer trading breakouts is when I have such a point, for example, let's say here, to load in advance, as I usually prefer uh, saying it to you, when we have some uh, potential here to load before this breakout in this point, for example, but we really need some solid arguments in the order book. The last word is always after the order book. Uh, let's try to find something. Here I don't see any arguments for early loading, but from the graphical point of view, here we see, according to price movement, the price action, what I really like. I like this formation. Here we see the double bottom. Here we see the breaking shadows. That means that from here the price was pulled back. And let's try to load the very first part, and let's try to evaluate how long does it take. 1.7%. Okay, we will have a chance at least to keep loading along 1% of movement. For example, let's say till 0.0217. That was uh, our potential of this. There will be our loading zone. Loading zone. And let's watch. Here we will have a chance to load 4 or 3 more positions inside this range. One, two, three, four, something like that. Here we will be adding our position. For example, my working vol is about $3,000 on such situations. Okay, that we can divide it into 4 or even 5. About 28,000 So I can add here. And we will watch with white short stop loss. Have you checked out Bonk USDT? I think it's only on Bybit. I don't prefer, frankly speaking, trading Bybit because of lower volatility and the lower liquidity, basically, because the Binance liquidity is the highest in the world, and I really recommend you trading Binance. Don't forget to ask your questions, maybe some theoretical. I really hope that for those people who are systematically watching our streams, I really hope it helps you to enhance your understanding of the market mechanics, and enhance your experience. Uh, and maybe it helps you to shift all this knowledge to your practice. Sometimes when I use CScalp, when some limit orders are uh, getting you in the clash, I mean, prisoning you, um, there are two options. It could be the market makers, or you should better set up your uh, order book properly. I mean, here. In most cases, and the third option, it could be the huge players spoofing. For example, I will show you such a case when, for example, let's imagine here we have 3.5 million limit order, showing people that no way, guys, it will be extremely hard for you to overcome this limit order. And people start shorting from this limit order. In the same time, the same participant use another his limit orders for purchase here, just to keep loading. The same limit orders. Here he places sell limit orders, just not to let the price go higher, because he really needs good prices. Here he have good prices for loading. So from the one side, he is holding the price by this limit order. From the other side, he is keeping loading by placing buy limit orders here. Then as soon as when he stops, when he is loaded finally, he cancels this limit order and the price goes higher. There are many variants. You also can give me the ideas of the next streams, or maybe next educational videos that you really need for understanding of the market, and you just can write down your ideas in the comments below this video, and all your questions. Don't be shy. All the answers to your questions you will get during the next videos and our live trading streams. At least look at the delta. The delta is quite green, stably green, but the amount of, look at this, the amount is decreasing. 380, 312, okay, 500, then 6200, and now it's already red. It's not good locally, but maybe we failed to choose the correct entry point. However, it was only the first part from my $3,000 position. It's only 26,000. It's not so much. So it's, if I'm stopped out, it's not a big trouble. I will try to find more solid entry point, and here I'm having now even more potential to increase this loading zone if I'm stopped now, and I will be loading again towards the breakout of this level. How do we direct message you? My contacts have, there are some description under this video, and I think there will be my Telegram handle. You will find it, I'm sure. So guys, we have 2 minutes left, and I'm finishing the broadcasting. I hope you enjoyed. Please don't forget about your likes and the comments, and see you soon. I really recommend you watching these setups. Gala loading zone from 0.0216 to 0.022, loading for long movement, the pullback. HNT is not looking so solid and reliable. BNB, another one good example. The loading zone from 256 to 257. You should load in this zone, dividing your working volume. For example, I have, for example, 139,000 lots, not in dollars, just in lots. We enter our working volume here, input in dollars. So we have this number. We divide it into 4 parts, or even 5. For example, it will be 22,000. Okay, and we are loading. Sorry. We are loading like that. The first one here, the second here, third, fourth, and the fifth. So that was your full working volume, and the stop loss here. As usual, we're able to load only 3, sometimes 4, and there is a pullback. Usually it's enough. Close 1.5% or 2% here, and the last part you should left in their break-even point. So okay, I'm finishing now. Thank you for your attention and for your activity. You are the best audience. See you next time.